There we go.
Back so soon? I knew you would not fall.
Alright, that should be going up any minute now. That's going to find why isn't that going up right? There it is. Okay, good. Now it's working. Cool. Hello and welcome everyone, I'm CSGilmore, and this is Hand of Fate. It's an interesting little game. I'm just going to make sure we start from the very beginning.
Ah, one more for the game. Come, sit. You have passed the 13 gates. And you come to my table to play the game of life and death. Your stake is wagered. I refuse none who come here. Yet, I say, turn back.
So this game is kind of interesting. It's like a weird mix of a card game and some other stuff as well.
The game begins. One lives and one dies. Let us see what you are made of.
So this first bit is kind of like a quick tutorial.
Here is the first member of my court, the Jack of Dust. 12 in all must fall before you may challenge me.
The bandit leader is stronger and faster than most bandits encountered. He can become enraged, making powerful, unblockable attacks. He also inspires his followers to steal gold on each hit. In the ruins of an ancient temple among the eternally shifting sand dunes lives the mysterious leader of the desert bandits, infamous for his reign of terror over any spice caravans that dare take their chances traveling through his domain. He rules as a king over the barren lands.
Let the cards fall where they may. We begin.
One day in a shady forest, you encounter an elf maiden. She stops to greet you. I am Aerith of the Forest Folk. My people have long helped the mortals of this realm. What boon would you ask of me? Basically, she's a helpful card. You can ask her for like 5 more life, or I think that was it. Anyway, a bit of life gain to your max health. Some supplies, so like food, which is really important so you don't starve and die, or gold, which you can also use. Mirth seems surprised. It is unlike it is unlike an adventurer to beg for coin, but very well, if that is your wish.
I'm sure you are grateful for that.
Some games, a lot of coin is useful, sometimes it's not. The greatest of magical artifacts were forged long ago and have only limited uses before their power is spent. Use them wisely and they may guide you to victory. Farewell, mortal.
That first moment, that glinting weapon, the call to action, to adventure. Truly, there is nothing like it.
You see a weapon glinting in the sunlight, lying next to a skeleton at the bottom of the canyon. So they give you kind of choose your own adventure choices. I'm gonna climb down to retrieve it. So I have a
choose from
1
these
in 4
options.
chance of failing and taking some damage. Ah, good. Very carefully, you make your way to the bottom of the canyon. An axe. Replace my rusty axe.
A moment to savor. That will make you much more effective.
Mr. Lionel. Whilst enjoying your evening meal at the local tavern, a strange old man takes a seat next to yours. He taps your shoulder quite painfully with his wooden staff to get your attention. You notice that he appears to be a goblin, poorly disguised as a human. His wizened face grins at you with a hint of madness. My name is Mr. Lionel. If you give me what I need, boy, I will conjure up your heart's desire with this wizarding wand of my own creation. He cackles uncontrollably for a few minutes, then sits patiently waiting for your answer. So you can basically have all these different choices. I know for this first time, if I say ask him what he needs, then he's like, I need to help you, and he gives you a shield. I'm gonna try something else though. I've got a lot of extra coin. Occasionally losing his place and moving different coins around randomly, he attempts to count the gold you place in front of him. This carries on for a while before he, quite calmly and deliberately, swallows each of the coins one by one. Now let's see what I have for you. Mr. Lionel taps his staff on the ground and a shield materializes at your feet. There you go, old bean. He smiles a warm grin that reveals all his chipped and yellowed teeth. Your face reminds me of my son. I haven't met you before, have I? Draw one equipment card. Shields. Alright, so in combat I can press Q to reflect attacks or to counter attacks, depending on the sort of attacks I'm being hit with.
You can now reflect your opponent's ranged attacks using your shield. Make good use of this skill if you wish to survive.
Then before you can stop him, with inhuman speed, he snatches a pickled onion off your plate and sprints out the door. Good stuff. So it looks like no matter what, this first tutorial
Bound
game, no matter
once
what you do,
more,
he always gives
seeking
you
the heart of it all.
You have discovered the exit to this area. Take the stairs.
You are on the
So it's sort of a
final
dungeon
floor
crawl.
of our simple map.
Kind of interesting.
Your opponent waits here for you. Find him. If you defeat me, well, it is early to be talking about victories and losses. Let us see what you're made of.
A slight rustling behind you is all the warning you get that your life is in grave danger. Draw one monster card. 3 of dust. So 3 bandits. And here's where it actually enters combat, which is kind of cool. Items you have, your character gets equipped with. Got my health on the bottom left there.
You can now counter your opponent's attacks.
Move,
Hit the counter
stun,
button when you
attack,
see the flashing
Dodge
indicator.
roll, counter, all good stuff. Yeah, I press Q while there's that green insignia on the red. Then my character automatically practices their swing. So we got hit. And I lost 10 health. A little messy. I need to get better at that. Sometimes I have no problem, other times I just can't get the swing of the combat. While searching the area for anything worth salvaging, you realize that one of your opponents is only pretending to be dead. Sneak up and kill them. Alright. A good chance of success here. Oh, I failed. Got the wrong one. Taken by surprise, you are knocked to the ground. When you recover, you find yourself alone with the dead. Now, if you win that, then, like, if you get a success, then you get more items and stuff. Like, you get some gains.
An ambush. Hardly
You heal
fair, is it?
each turn. Like, every time you move, then you spend a food. And, yeah, it heals you if you're hurt a certain amount. A winding trail. Suddenly, a tree falls across your path, blocking the way ahead. The dealer draws one monster card. Weapons bristle from the trees around you, their wielders' faces obscured by the undergrowth. Give us all your gold or die. Attack the cowardly band for daring to threaten you. You shout a battle cry and raise your weapon. The battle begins. Now the nice thing is you can skip the whole animation at the start, so save some time. If you do this right, you time things right, you get good at dodging when there's a lot more of them. Because this is very easy right now, but it'll get a lot harder later. But yeah, you can get through battles without getting touched. But if you don't do it right, you can get dismantled pretty quick.
A small aid
Reveals
to navigation,
stairs encounter
but
upon
still.
entering level, and grants a gold bonus for revealing every encounter on a level. Alright. So I've got helmet. Food. Way more than I'm gonna need for this. But food in some later levels is a real challenge to keep enough of. Traveling Tinker. In a shady grove off the beaten trail, you find a traveling merchant looking to trade with wandering adventurers. Approach the shop.
If you were wondering why you've been collecting all that gold, you now have your answer. We're starting to get into the meat of the game now. The back and forth between resources and rewards.
You can buy food usually from most merchants. There's different types. You can sell items if you have extra ones you don't want. And you can buy items. Alright, I don't have a need for any of those, but I could buy this. This is an
A
artifact.
classical approach to dealing with crowds.
During combat, press 2 to throw knives in 8 cardinal directions. It
Artifacts
has
provide powerful
certain number of
special
uses per
abilities to
game.
use in combat,
Like
but
per-
it takes time to ready them.
Per game. I'm gonna leave the shop. But those uses can go a long way if they're used right. There's some other artifacts I'll get later on as the game progresses because you unlock.
You have
cards as
reached
you
my
go
first
further.
champion. A good
Or as
man
you play
driven
and
to
die,
madness
even
by a
if you
war
die,
that took
if you
all
got
from
some
him.
tokens.
Wife and child, kith and kin. From such dark and brittle iron I forge my tools. Now we see your metal.
So yeah, from so yeah, you get going and you unlock new cards, and those let you go and build more like new decks of encounters and items you can find and other things like that. It's really interesting. The bandit leader is stronger and faster than most bandits encountered. He can become enraged, making it... Okay, we already read this.
This token will unlock more cards if you can defeat this encounter.
I'll get 3 tokens for beating him. Excellent. So yeah, it'll unlock a number of different cards. Now there is DLC for this game I don't have, but I think I have some of the DLCs. We'll see how it goes back. I think as it goes further on into the game, we get past tutorials and stuff like that. So past this tutorial and into the actual gameplay.
Some enemy attacks cannot be blocked or countered. Get out of the way or stop them with your own counterattack.
Dodge that guy. That was a red one. Red ones you can't dodge. I mean, you can't block. You can dodge. Not good at talking and fighting at the same time. Alright, now it's just the champion. I know I can win this one no matter what. At this point, even if if he hit me with everything, I just kept wailing on him. Alright, first one down.
Down into the worms with him. Perhaps there is peace for him in the grave, poor soul. One champion has been sent to the cabinet. Yet we are only at the start of our road. You will face 11 more opponents who will test your strength, your memories, and your resolve. Few fall at the first hurdle. None reach the last. We have wagered, and you have won. You may claim your rewards, yet I will also claim mine. As you improve, so do I. Balance must be retained.
As a reward for beating the Bandit Jack, you receive these new cards. Jack of Skulls. And if they have this lock sign up at the top of them, like the Jack of Skulls does, that means they have to be in the deck. I can't remove them. if they have that little sunny token at the base of them, right under the name, that means if you handle them right, you get a token, which gives you a new card, or new cards, sometimes more than one. Like these ones give me a whole bunch. Destroy, local peasant, dead king's wall, river, captain of the guards. As a reward for being the bandage jack, you receive these new cards. Medium armor, chains of rage, mercenary contract. Medium armor, 3 use armor. Is that mercenary contract? Fortitude's breath. Desperate measures. For defeating my bandit jack, I will give you a new challenge. I will give you new challenges. Bandit attack.
Shall we deal
now,
again?
The game starts getting interesting because now it opens up to a lot more.
Ah, good.
Me be able to choose.
Now you understand the basics.
What goes into
we
my
can
deck.
begin in earnest. Your hero is
this mode is
returned to his
currently locked.
beginning items. Our decks are reset. Welcome to the cabinet, home of the members of my court.
Story mode. So now, I think you can go and play old ones if you want, but we're gonna move on. Jack of Skulls. Challenges 3 times 2 of skulls and 3 times supplies.
Time for you to face my undead army. Meet the Jack of Skulls.
Deck builder. You know, you could just have it auto make your deck, save some time, but I want to do a few things. One, right now we're in adventure default mode. Standard gaming experience, no special modifications or to rules or decks. Welcome to the wildcard update for Hand of Fate. This update adds different fates that you can select in order to change the way the game plays. Each fate provides different modifiers to play. So if you want to just take it easy, you can go with Apprentice. And in Experience in War, you seek out a place to learn how to handle a blade, 2 of dust, supplies, great fortune, health elixir. So like these are things you'd start with. I think anyway, or at least extra things added to the decks that you can get. So this is basically easy mode. Players stronger in combat, weaker enemies, limited achievements, like some achievements you can't unlock in easy mode. An all-around easier game experience. I'm gonna go with Warlord, which is hard mode. Now there's a bunch of others you can get if you buy the DLC. I think it's like a DLC pack. I don't know all the details. I probably won't bother with it, since it looks like this game has enough content already to keep me happy. But I'm gonna play on hard mode, which is Warlord. Rule changes. This provides a more challenging game experience requiring skill, luck, and determination to survive. So faster combat, player moves and attacks faster in combat. Stronger enemies move and attack faster, they also inflict more damage. Stronger counterattacks. Your counterattacks do more damage. Bandit throwing knives. Bandits now have throwing weapons. So rather than just having to charge me, some of them could stay back and shoot at me also while I'm fighting. Deck changes. Warlord will be added. Rumors of a temple for a long-forgotten god lure you to a desolate wasteland. Supplies, gain 1 food. Good fortune, gain 3 gold. Poor tidings, lose 30% gold. So, some good and some bad.
You want to play on hard?
This is a harder game difficulty.
Done.
Would you like to use a recommended equipment? No. Now we're going to go into encounters. You can see which cards are new, which ones have tokens still. So for now, I'm just going to pull out the ones that I can. They aren't new, and let's see, Mr. Lionel, the Maiden, Twisted Canyon. These are all locked in. I can't remove them. I have to have a total of 12 encounters in my deck before I can play this next round. So to add the river, it's new, plus it has a token. Devil's Choice, then King's Halls, Local Peasant. Let's add... Looks like we have to add a couple others. Guess we'll keep Ambush. That one wasn't too bad. And let's keep Deadman's Gorge. So there's that. No, I wish it would stop asking me every time. Or if there's a way to disable that. Now this I'm going to want to change. I'm going to remove everything from my deck just to give me a clean slate. And the thing is, New cards, you don't know what they do until you discover them in the game. So like, Mercenary Contract, this card is new and thus its contents are unknown. Find this card during play and its secrets will be revealed. So they leave some mystery involved. Let's see. Keep the Explorer's Helmet. Put the medium armor in. Chains of Rage. Fortitude's Breath. Let's keep the swords in. Desperate measures. There. That's all the new stuff. And some others that I already have that I want to keep in. So now my deck is ready. Both are say they're sufficient. I wonder what happens if I add an extra. Too many cards. Okay. So yeah, you can't. You have to basically balance it out. Okay, get rid of that. Alright, so my deck's ready. Now I can start the game.
New content awaits you. It will be awarded when you complete your run. I will add my own cards to the deck. How boring life would be without a little spice.
And after this one, we'll get a bunch of the DLC stuff that I do have.
We play for life and death. Prepare yourself.
Shop. Nice. If in a shady grove off the beaten trail you find a traveling merchant looking to trade with wandering adventurers, approach the shop. Hello, I have much to offer. Yep. So this is a merchant, I said. So depending on what type of shop they have some different things. Alright. So I could gain 10 food for 30 gold. Tempting. I might do that. Let's see what items they have though. Shield, Explorer's Helmet, medium armor provides good protection against physical harm with minimal restriction on movement. Fortitude's Breath. Every third encounter does not consume food. Press right mouse button to shield. Bash a target, stunning it. So Fortitude's Breath is a shield. A special shield. Don't really need it. I think what I'm gonna want is food. Because trust me, you burn
Every step you
so
take
fast.
consumes food, but you will also heal as you proceed.
Alright. And yeah, I've played this a little bit, but I haven't gotten super far. So I reset the progress though, so we started from the beginning, so I can go through it all with you guys. Ooh, Warlord 1.
There's a token in it for you if you win.
Rumors of a temple to a long-forgotten god lure you to a desolate wasteland. You complete the necessary blood ritual in order to gain the attention of the deity. Its presence fills your mind, bringing you to your knees. What do you seek, mortal? A thunderous voice in your mind demands. Power, you respond, with what determination you can muster in the face of such a being. Power to crush my enemies. Many a mortal has begged for my favor. The entity responds, I will tell you where power may be found, but you must recover it yourself. Hidden in the valley of the hill giants, there is a cave. Inside that cave lies what you seek. Suddenly it withdraws to its own realm, leaving you breathless and alone. This card's token.
The token is yours. Well done.
So I'll bring up the next part of that adventure once I complete this. Or if I die, that's
Fair merit.
As long as they're in my dish.
I'm not surprised to find that this encounter remains vivid in your memories.
Alright, what do I need? Honestly, I kinda need gold again. Oops, I asked for supplies. Oh, wait. Well, extra food's always good.
One of my cards. A small benefit.
That was my bad.
I will not be so graceful for long.
Remember, mortal, that bold heroes make for great ballads, but survivors think twice before meddling in the affairs of gods and monsters.
I was never a fan of illusion or pretense. Here, I'll make an exception.
Whilst enjoying your evening meal at the local tavern, a strange old man takes the seat next to yours. He taps your shoulder quite painfully and with his wooden staff to get your attention. You notice he appears to be a goblin, poorly disguised as a human. Okay, this is all the same as before. So, ask him for what he needs. Or I could give him the bread from my plate. He considers the bread seriously before placing it carefully in his coat pocket, seemingly satisfied. He then sits, considering you for a while before slapping the table with his hand. Ah, I know what you need. Mr. Lionel reaches behind your ear and pulls out a money bag, heavy with coins. Magic is believing in yourself. If you can do that, you can make anything happen. The dealer draws 4 gold game cards. Ow. 3. Oh, not good ones. There's a good one. Alright.
I'm sure you're grateful for that.
Then before you can stop him with inhuman speed, he snatches a pickled onion off your plate and sprints out of the tavern door. I like this game though because it's very
Running
storytelling.
water
There is
protects
chance
against many things.
and there is skill.
Generally,
it's a really nice
it's just
mix
a
of
pain
it
to get past.
Your path is blocked by a river. The water is clear but fast flowing. Attempt to cross the river. Success, huge success, and 1 fail. Oh, I got huge success. Yes. Your light armor makes the crossing easy, and you even stop to dive for some shiny stones on the riverbed that may fetch a few coins. The dealer draws 1 gold game card. Once on the other side of the river, you realize that one of the stones is in fact a ring. You put it away to have it cleaned later, then continue your journey. This card's token is now yours. So yeah, I think it's because I got huge success, I got that token now. Excellent.
Head downwards, if you dare. Good. Now all you need to do is find and kill the Jack of Skulls, and we can progress. Many have reached this far. Further, in fact. I do not know if you have what it takes to do better than they did.
Alright, so 5 bandits. I think those dots on the sides mean that they're like second higher level, and so primarily also like, yeah, there's some stuff in the environment. And that the battlefields kind of vary a little bit. Like, some battlefields even have traps, which is pretty cool. While searching, okay, sneak up and kill them. Let's see if we can succeed this time. Ah, I'm not doing good at that one. Well, well. Dead King's Hall.
Greed. If it were not for greed, then who would play at this game?
You see an ancient ornate coffin in the main burial chamber. It may hold spectacular wealth, but it will surely be guarded. Two monster cards. Attempt to take them by surprise. Okay, chance of block or chance for failure, but 1 chance for success. Oh, I got the wrong one. You are spied as you approach, and the creatures ready themselves for combat. The dealer draws 1 pain card. Oof.
Oh
5 max
dear.
health. Ouch. Not the good start. My luck's not doing so good this time. Alright, could have gone better. Could have gone a lot worse. And there are new enemy types that'll come up as time progresses as well. You loot the room. The dealer draws you 3 gain cards. This card's token is now yours. Alright, so I got a lot even with the failure. I'm guessing if I had gotten success, I would have, like, maybe taken out some of the enemies before they could do anything or something.
I cannot expect you to get by without some protection.
Whatever, I got a shield, same stats, so...
Really?
Nope, won't equip it.
Is that what you're going to do?
Traveling mage. In a shady grove off the beaten trail, you find a traveling merchant looking for a trade to trade with wandering adventurers. Sure, I've got a lot of gold. Let's see what you have for me. Alright. So you don't sell much for food, but I don't need food, thankfully. Horns antlers. Lizardmen take double damage from the player's attacks. Upgrade a lizardman. Hag's wraps. Each strike inflicts a curse, slowing and weakening your opponent. I can use that. Damocles alchemical silver. Press 2 to attack faster with each successful strike. The longer your combo, the more explosive the reaction. That sounds fun.
A wonderful creation, forged of alchemical processes, but given permanent shape. I know of nothing like it. Artifacts give you powerful abilities to use in combat.
Let's go by.
Let the lizardmen beware.
Okay, and as a warlord, I already have Helm, I guess. Increases the wearer's determination to succeed. Whatever that means. Would you like to equip the Hern's Antlers?
Interesting choice.
Even though it doesn't really matter, I'm just kind of having fun with some of this. Early levels are pretty easy. Later on, not too long from now, it's going to get a lot harder. Alright. Here we go.
The undead. Of all the players in the game, these are the most dangerous in the world, yet in no natural form. A wrongness, an error, cheating.
This tenacious undead is unusually difficult to lay to rest. In addition to sheer strength, his skeleton has the power to revive recently defeated skeletons in its close vicinity. Serving as captains to squads of lesser skeletons, these unholy abominations strike fear into the hearts of all warm-blooded folk, for until this fiend is defeated, their legions are effectively endless.
Win this and claim my token.
2 tokens. Nice. Let's do this. Alright, so 4 skeletons. Buckler there you have. Alright.
Shots from rifles cannot be deflected. You would do better to avoid them. Are you agile enough?
Silver works. So it builds up as I continue to score combos. So if I miss or hit, basically have that combo disrupted somehow, then it causes kind of a shockwave. I've got 4 combos. I can break it, I guess it does work. I need to focus on killing him because
Well done. Well done indeed. But you have roused the dead in their dusty tombs, and even I cannot say what will come of it. Now our wager becomes more interesting. Will the tools you've earned suffice to address the challenges I pose? That is the question, is it not?
The murder at sea DLC has arrived. This is landlocked lover to begin the quest. Excellent. The hunt for the White Minotaur has begun. The White Council is expanding its influence. The Goblin King's Halls DLC is ready. The underworld awaits your sacrifice. To dream with an ancient god you receive warning signs. For diving into the river you receive rings of survival. For exploring the Dead King's Hall you receive treasure chest. As a reward for defeating my skeleton jack, you receive these new cards: the Crucible, Queen of Dust, Helpful Priest, and Desert Storm. As a reward for being my skeleton jack, you receive these cards as well. Next, Helm of Reflection, Consuming Flame, or Consuming Shame, Angel's Wings, and Frostfang.
Shall we deal again?
So it's a bit of a deck builder.
Another round, and our
well,
game truly begins.
Alright. Queen of Dust. Times 3 Rockfall, times 3 Good Fortune, and I have a curse. Money bags. In combat, the player's movement speed is reduced by how much gold they possess.
A bold woman, this one. She did not collapse when the Empire did. No, she took up arms, organized her people, and vowed that in a country where death had gathered, she would be the one dealing it.
Let's start the DLC content in there. Still need to add one more. How about choices? How about Helpful Priest? And I like to choose my own so that I can make sure new stuff gets put in. I'll do it. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that.
Now we play for the cup, the first of my symbols. I've added some cards to spice up the game. In addition to the pain and gain decks, there are now blessings and curses. Choose your steps carefully.
Helpful Priest.
Priests, gods, and eternal damnations. I have no truck with any of it.
You meet a wandering priest who greets you in a friendly manner. For a small share of your provisions, I will bless you in the name of the old gods. Give the priest half your food, or decline. Alright, let's see how this goes. I can't lose, but I could get something really nice. Let's go with this one. He says a few words in the language of the old religion and gently touches your forehead. It is done. Draw 1 blessing card. This card's token is now yours. I wonder what would happen if I had gotten huge success. Would I have
Blessings
gotten, like,
will remain always
2
active
blessings?
and are never removed. Unless you die, of course. Then you're back where you began, as always.
Arcane knowledge. Whenever the player uses an artifact, there is a 30% chance of immediately reducing its cooldown time by 80%. That's nice.
Your provisions
Captain
are
of
running
the
low.
guards.
Can you press on? A challenge
Yeah,
for
I've
you,
watched my food
and a
supply.
token if you succeed.
You hear a shout from up ahead and the sounds of battle. Racing forwards, you discover a warrior surrounded by undead. Broken bones litter the area around the man, but there are still more closing in on him, and he appears badly injured. Stranger, he calls out as he throws his weapon to you. Here, take my mace and put an end to these monstrosities.
It's a lump of iron on a stick. Not terribly subtle.
Equipment with this trait strikes fear into the cold hearts of the undead. They will sustain more damage and may not be resurrected around such holy relics. Nice. And yeah, that's way better than what I've got. So let's equip that. Much better than rusty ones.
Now we begin to raise the stakes. The arena itself will fight against you.
Really easy.
Beware of my traps.
Given that I have a weapon basically designed against these, and there are only 2 of them, that was pretty not likely to go badly for me. Good work putting them to rest. Keep the mace. We have enough back at Kader. He says, slowly standing. We've been hearing reports of undead in our kingdom recently, and I came to investigate. He stops to look around at all the bone fragments, more of them here than I suspected. Some new horror must have decided to settle in these parts and brought its minions. I must head back to the capital and report this to the Duke. Watch your step, friend. There is something more powerful at work than just these skeletons. This card's token is
Take the token. It is yours. Deeper towards our foe.
I'm not gonna go down yet. I'm gonna hit this next one. Hope it's a place I can buy food. Nope, landlocked lumber.
We play for a token now.
Alright. The door to the landlocked lumber opens with a creak, breaking the silence like a thunderclap in a tomb. The proprietor greets you. Welcome, traveler. Before I can treat you with our hospitality, I must ask you a very important question. Have you seen, heard, or, God forbid, smelled a kraken? What is a kraken? The landlord stares at you in disbelief. He proceeds to rant and rave for nearly an hour about the dangers, claws, feeding patterns, and scents of the kraken. After which you learn that his name is Carlo, and in years past he sailed the seas as a captain. He now owns this inn and stays as far away from the sea as possible. After giving you some time to enjoy the warmth and some stale bread, Carlo approaches you. I've heard rumors of boats going missing from the small village port of Nolwich. No survivors, no witnesses. Nolwich port is run by bandits, thieves, and smugglers. There's no way to know what's really happening there. Perhaps you could have a look around and find out more. I would go, of course, but I have this place to look after. Carlo gestures to the empty, damp-ridden flea hole that he calls home. This card's token is now yours. So I'll continue that adventure. And I'm out of food, so now every turn I don't have
The
food, I
deeper
take
you
10
go,
hit points of damage.
the greater the risk of starvation.
Hopefully I find somewhere to get food soon.
This game is still only beginning. New rules, new tools, new abilities. We have far to go as yet.
Let's rely now.
I'm starting to wonder if you're simply leaving this card in as a quick way to get your hands on a shield.
Don't need to. I already have a shield. Let's see. Ask him what he needs. The goblin immediately begins to wander around your person, prodding and poking at your weapon's apparel before making a sudden grab at something. Ah, he stole my mace. He then sits considering you for a while before slapping the table with his hand. Ah, I know what you need. Mr. Nile reaches behind your ear and pulls out a money bag, heavy with coins. Magic is believing in yourself. So he stole my mace. But admittedly he didn't pay me well for it. We shall meet again, the goblin suddenly declares. He then strides confidently out of the back of the tavern. Maiden.
Given how rarely one encounters the folk, you are fortunate indeed to meet Merith again. Or perhaps we are merely cycling around the wheel and dipping into the same memories time and time again.
Ask for supplies. Oh, thank you.
I'm sure you are grateful
saved
for
my
that.
life, probably. Bold heroes make for great ballads. Yep, okay. Traveling healer. I've got plenty of gold. Let's see what he has to offer. If nothing else, I can probably get my wounds healed from my starvation problems. Let's see. Remove curses. That one, getting rid of that. So, buy food. Definitely buy some more food. I don't have to worry about that right now. And then let's heal my wounds up a bit.
A little extra health, but it is only a momentary respite.
There we go. That's a pretty good stock of supplies now. I think I'll be okay. Well, hopefully. Depends on what cards I run into. Just a canyon.
It lives in every game. That initial moment where things begin. I have worked on these cards all my days, and the canyon has been there from the outset.
Alright, let's see if I can get down there safely or unharmed.
A choice. Select your desire.
Oh, I got that. Draws what you won, health pain card. You begin to make your way down the cliff face, but soon slip and fall painfully onto the rocks below. Oof.
Ouch.
I still get the equipment card, so that's nice. Sword. It is better than my rusty axe.
It's better than trudging along a muddy road. Certainly.
Alright, hitch ride. On to the next.
You are close on her trail, and more confident than I had imagined. Perhaps you will play beyond this mark, and we will see your true mettle.
Here. Devil's choice.
I like this demon. He lies as often as he tells the truth.
The cloaked devil appears in your path. I am here to test your might, so-called hero. Choose your foe. Okay. Guess let's go with that. Keep this fast. As far as I know, it doesn't matter which one I pick. It just gives me an option of possibly having a variety of fights. Press Q there, well, not the best run, but we made it. Excellent, the devil cries. You have passed my cunning test. Have some treasure. Perhaps next time our paths cross, I will fight you myself. The dealer draws you 3 gain cards. This card's token is now yours. Well, there's plenty of food now. Draw 3, pick 1. Choose a card to keep. Medium armor, Helm of Reflection, Chains of Rage. Upon reflecting,
a coarse
projectile, this helm
defense,
creates a
but
small
a valuable
force
one nonetheless.
That's cool. I might go for that. Chains of Rage.
An excellent way to turn an injury into an asset.
Bows and wands have a chance to restore your cooldowns. And then just play medium armor, which is basically this without any special powers.
Distinctly average. What do you expect me to say? Congratulations.
I want to get the Helm of Reflection. That sounds kind of nice.
Are you sure that's the right approach?
Health tonic. Oh, good. Max health increase. Excellent. That paid off nicely. Ooh, rockfall.
A terrifying walk to get to the Queen. So many potential places for an assailant to get the upper hand.
Attempt to dodge. Oh, there's a low chance of success here. Got it. Yes. I haven't quite figured out whether you can actually trace the cards or not. I think you can, but I haven't gotten the hang of it yet. You dodge the rocks by ducking into a small cave. A few minutes later, you emerge and climb around the new rockfall. You hear a voice somewhere above you. Did I hit him? Run up to attack the bandits. Why not? 5 bandits. I can take that. You loot the bodies of the fallen bandits. Draw 2 equipment cards. Ooh, nice. Desperate measures.
I'm impressed.
That's nice.
Few select these sorts of weapons because nobody ever anticipates being in peril. Such misplaced confidence is usually their downfall.
Equipment with this trait is imbued with glacial power. Lizardmen are especially susceptible to ice damage. So, something that's holy. So it inflicts more on skeletons. 32 damage. And inflicts more damage the lower the health of the wielder is, or slows the target with cold. Press 1 to shoot a cone of cold. Even though it doesn't do as much, I kind of want to do Frostfang. That effect is really useful. Or it sure sounds useful. Goblin King's Halls.
Again, a token is at stake.
One night, as you lie in a forest clearing, you are disturbed by the sight of a shadowy figure watching from the darkness. Well met, the goblin explained, stepping into the light and sitting by the fire. Just the armed warrior I've been seeking. Ask him to elaborate. The goblin makes himself comfortable. My name is Mr. Lionel, and I have a tale of woe to share with you, and perhaps an opportunity for you to make a tidy profit from my misfortune. He goes on to tell the story of his troubles with the king of the goblins while lamenting his subsequent banishment from the goblin community. The king could have shown leniency, he concludes, given that his daughter and I were both drunk from the excellent Dolesian brandy served at his coronation. Instead, he opted to make his first official act my banishment. The fool will regret it, though. For now, it is time for revenge, he says eagerly, taking out a strange amulet. For hundreds of years, the Goblin Kings have gathered treasure and hoarded it in a series of enchanted and ever-changing treasure vaults. Only the Goblin King himself knows where his treasure vaults are hidden, but now I have a way to find them. I just need a lock of elven hair to complete this magical device. Okay. Excellent. Just get the hair by any means possible. Don't worry, I'll find you again once your quest is complete. This card's token is now yours. With that, he returns to the shadows and sits down
well
behind
done.
a bush, watching you.
Again, the stones tumble upon you.
Yeah, you can trace the cards if you're careful. It's a bit tricky at times, but I'm starting to figure them out. You dodge the rocks by ducking into a small cave. A few minutes later, you emerge and climb around the new rockfall. Kill more bandits. They seem to give me loot. Why not? Press 1. It's a little tricky trying to press 1 while my weapon takes a little while to recharge its ability. Alright, so that could be really useful if I work on the aim. Biggest thing is don't die. Medium armor.
Middle of the road in every way.
Yeah,
armor protects you from damage. The best armor, of course, so much more.
Every third combat, the player receives plus 20 health. Nice. Call for the priest. In a shady grove off the beaten trail, you find a traveling merchant looking to trade. Alright, I don't have a ton of gold, but let's see what this guy has. There might be something of use. So I could buy a blessing. Toxic blood. Any hit on the player during combat has a chance to poison the attacker. Holy touch. Undead that physically strike the player may receive damage themselves. That's cool. Critical strike. The player inflicts triple damage against foes who are stunned. I don't have near enough gold to buy any of those though. Remove curses. Yeah, I don't have the money for that. What items do I have? Desperate measures, a sword, survival, frost fang. Okay. Let me sell the sword. I don't need it. Back. They sell food for decent prices. Heal wounds. I think that's my best use of gold right now. Especially since I'm probably coming up on the end of it. That should do it. I should be getting close to the boss. The dungeons will get steadily longer and longer as we progress in the game, of course, but right now we still got ways to go. I think I know where the boss
Hungry
is.
mouths.
Final
War leaves nothing else.
Local peasant.
As you plunder the secrets of your memories, you'll gain new cards. Some you'll wish you'd left untouched.
While crossing a forest clearing, you meet a peasant woman. Greetings, stranger. The winter has been hard on my family this year. In the forest behind her, you sense movement. In exchange for some food, I will tell you everything I know about these lands. Gives the woman 5 food. I've got more than enough. The woman takes your food eagerly, passing it to some children who suddenly rush from the forest, hands outstretched. You have given us enough food to survive the winter, stranger. She retrieves a sack from behind a bush. This was my husband's before he died. Please accept it as thanks. This card's token is now yours.
Perfect for bludgeoning the undead.
Don't need it though, so it'll just go into my collection. I think you have up to like 3 weapons at a time stored. While the children eat, the woman speaks at length of what she has seen and heard recently. Oh yeah, so the White Council there, and then Queen of Dust is there. Good. So I know where they are. I want to go get the White Council first. Still got plenty of food. I can spare an extra step. Don't feel like going back to the merchant. Some cards you can go back to, others you can't. At least in the same playthrough.
Let us stake a token on their foolishness.
As dusk settles, you arrive at a small village known as Lesser Dimskate. The locals are gathered at a shabby-looking inn. Something must be done, shouts a voice raised in anger. They took all our gold and food, one peasant wails. Will nobody stand up to them? Offered help. They went that way, not an hour ago. You easily catch up with the band of ruffians. They seem overly confident and are in no rush. As you approach, the one who seems to be their leader notices you. Kill him, he commands, gesturing towards you. He looks like a troublemaker. 6 bandits. Slightly building up now. Let's do this. Oh, there's traps in So yeah, that sphere of that, when I use that weapon's power, if I actually hit the enemy right with it, it can freeze them temporarily for a few seconds. So it can be nice for slowing down a group and doing some damage. You gather the stolen supplies and return them to the villagers, saying, "Those bandits will trouble you no longer." "Oh, they weren't bandits," the child explains. "They worked for the White Council. It was our turn to give tribute. This card's token is now yours." I'm collecting quite a number of tokens this go-round.
Noble causes turn to rotten enterprise. You may win this battle and send the Queen to her rightful end. Yet, what have you gained in the process?
This Desert Queen is more lethal in battle and harder to kill than a regular bandit. Her blades are sharp and she is frequently protected by a powerful crossbow. Well, that's gonna be a pain. The Bandit Queen was taken by slavers as a child and raised in the desert. Over the years, she has bribed and murdered her way to her current position as second in command of the Desert Thieves, proving herself capable of ruthless cunning.
I will happily wager on the outcome. I do not think you have what it takes.
2 tokens, huh? I think I can do this. Pretty well full health. In fact, above what I started with. Yeah, this should be good. That should be to my advantage, really. Alright, you back off. There we go. Now that crossbow will go through. All along you know now, lady. Freeze. Reflection element is
Inevitable, I suppose. So often those who beat plowshare to sword die by the grim instruments of their industry. Still,
the goblet.
She fought well and bravely, which is all I expect from my pawns and players.
So the goblet. Goblet upgrades. New starting gear. Your starting equipment has been upgraded. I wonder how so. I wonder if that affects things in hard mode either. Increased stun. Your stunning attacks now render enemies dazed for longer. Cursed luck. Draw the cursed luck curse. That's not good. Bandit strength increase. Bandits have had their strength increased. Skeleton strength increased. And skeleton regeneration. Skeletons will now reanimate. Alright, so basically we beat the first
You have
round
earned the
of
first
things.
symbols of my power and passed the first gate. There is no turning back now. Previously I was merciful, but now I cannot be. It is begun. I crafted each of these cards over the course of years. You have taken them from me in mere moments.
Interesting. We got a lot of tokens here. Dealing with helpful priest you receive. Gain health, charity, and healer's ring. Alright, those would be good to add to the deck, probably. Captain the guards you receive. Mace. Excellent as a weapon. Fine. When me with Carlo as a landlocked lover gains you this card. Smuggler's Wife. So Desiring the Devil's Choice, you receive Devil's Wager. Joining Mr. Lionel's quest, this card gains a token. Flip me. Defeating the local peasant woman, you receive draw 3, inspect and put back. Interesting. And Great Helm of Reinforcement. That looks kind of funky. Helping the people of Lesser Dimscape receive White Council 2. Rewards of being the Bandit Queen receive these new cards. Jack of Plague. Battle of Brooktop. Battle at Brooktop. Field of Poppies. Asleep in the Forest. For being the Bandit Queen, you receive these new cards. Fleet Cuffs. Huge Hammer. And Armor of Cold.
Come.
Alright, I've got some sorting to do.
Play again. Do you have what it takes to defeat the rats?
Alright. We're getting close to about as far as I got before. Am I just playing myself? Twice the fail. The player loses 5 gold for every fail, and 10 gold for every huge failure chance card. That could be bad. Ratman Hunting. Angry Mob.
Ah, the rats. They have swarmed up from the dark places beneath the realms of humanity and now squat amongst your cities and feast and shriek and hunt and writhe.
Well, we have a lot of building to do. Okay, first things first. Remove these swords for the moment. Put the Mason. Armor of Cold. Helm of Reinforcement. Cuffs. Healer's Ring. See, we've got a bunch here we haven't run into yet. Huge Hammer. I'll keep Desperate Measures and Frostfang in for now, though. So that's it. Brings that up to where I want it. Anything else I want to swap around? No, I think that'll be good. And counters. First, any down here that you can just play for me because they're done. Excellent. I may have to put some of them back depending on how well it goes, or how many of these I have that are new. Need that one because for Mr. Lionel's quest, treasure chest, Devil's Wager, Charity, Desert Storm, Crucible, Sleep in the Forest, Battle at Brooktop, Field of Poppies. Doesn't have a token, but it's new. Alright, looks like I'm gonna have to put some new ones in here. Or some old ones in here. Let's put Helpful Priest. Dead King's Hall. And how about Devil's Choice? That one wasn't too bad. And what else? What else? What else? The river again? That'll do. Alright. So far so good. Start game.
Our Lord of Plague does like to rub your nose in misfortune.
Now, last time I had a lot of trouble. I died several times trying to get this film done before, so the difficulty is going up now. Let's see whether or not it keeps me busy or not. Cursed Luck. The difficulty of picking a successful chance card is increased.
Ha! Let us see how
How
you
that
progress
works.
with that
Whether it means they
millstone
move
around your
faster
neck.
or what.
Of course, you can remove your curses at shops if you can find them. Still, I'm keen to see how you handle
That's
your
Peter.
disadvantages. How will you cross this time?
colony right. Your light arm exceeds crossing. Dive for some side of the riverbed. Yes. Gold gain. Once on the other side of the river, you continue your journey.
You can always
Also,
review your cards here.
Yeah, I can always go into inventory and check that. Upgrade.
Here is all you have gained.
Faster combat. Okay, strong counter, bandit throwing knives. I see. Okay. So far so good. I have an axe. At least it's not a rusty axe anymore. The maiden.
This token will unlock more cards if you can defeat this encounter.
One day in a shady forest, you encounter an elf maiden. She stops to greet you. Your thoughts turn to Mr. Lionel and his need for some elven hair. Request a lock of hair from the elf maiden, or take a swing at the elf maiden's hair with your dagger. Not that type. The maiden considers this for a moment before slicing a few strands from her hair. As you wish, but be cautious, mortal. You have the taint of a goblin about you, and they may never be trusted. This card's token is now yours. The greatest of magical artifacts were forged long ago and have only limited usage.
Your prize.
Excellent, we got the next one for that DLC. Helpful priest.
It amuses me to watch them theorize, to attempt to discern the very likeness of the gods down to their toes.
Are you hungry? I can part with 3 of my meager supplies for only 12 gold. That's actually not bad. Sure, truly the gods smile upon our meeting this day, the priest says as he takes your gold. Thank you.
Roaming ever forward, hunting for the
path
truth.
Forward will take you into the forest. Take the forest path.
Each of these cards is crafted from your memories and built from your experience. I created them, but only in the abstract. It is the importance you place on them that makes them real.
Interesting. Traveling jeweler. What do you have for me? Skip that. Okay, I could buy food. Not the best deal, but not bad. Actually, a little better than my deal with the priest. What items do they have? Mercenary contract. Once per combat, press 2 to activate an aura that makes every successful strike drop gold. Kinda cool. Whenever the player receives healing, they also gain 1 gold. No benefit if they were already fully healed. Survival. Consuming shame. All weapon attacks are enhanced with a powerful poison that taints the victim's mind and body. Interesting. So poison attack, basically. Sounds like. But I can't afford that. And mostly what I need is food. Because I do not want to run out of that.
I'm sure you're grateful for that.
Get more food or not? That's the question. I'll go with that for now. And hope it'll last me. Because sometimes you need gold for things, sometimes you need food. Hard to say which. Devil's choice.
Though I admire his ilk, I live by very different rules.
How about the 2 of skulls? Since that is whom you wish to fight, I would think today I shall make you fight the others instead, just for fun. Oh, fine. Well, that's interesting. Never had that happen before. There are traps here. Excellent, the devil cries. You have passed my kind test. You game. Sweet. Great Helm of Reinforcement.
There's no
This unique
strength
item
like
upgrades the
hidden
class of your
strength.
armor from light to medium or from medium to heavy. That's interesting.
As pleases you.
Yeah, got a lot of gold. That's nice. I just need to get what I need to where I can spend it. I lost it. Alright. Beats what I've got.
A horse is a fine companion.
Hitch a ride.
I'm sure you'll leave this one in time. You do not seem to have the temperament for friends, even in the animal kingdom.
You come under attack. If the dealer draws cards. Oh, that's interesting. Traps that can work for me or against me. While I have to watch out for them, so do the enemy. And there we go. Ah, nice. Well, let's go health again.
What brings you to play the game? Ha! I know you will not tell me. Like all the rest, you are silent.
Field of Poppies.
I have always felt a kinship to the puppy. Together we help you forget, and also recall.
You wander among a field of poppies. Too late you realize that the poppies are making you sleepy. Wander among okay, so we got Dead King's Hall, Traveling Tinker, Ratman Hunting, so that's gonna be an attack. So shop, attack, and another attack. Get mixed up. Wake up groggy and disoriented.
Crypt rubbing.
Looks like
I'm not
so
sure the
far.
dead fighting back makes this any more dignified.
Ooh, Plague and Dust. So 2 bands and 4 ratmen. Have to take them by surprise, as usual. Ah, fast. Ah, so close. You are spied as you approach and creatures ready themselves for combat. At least it wasn't a huge failure, so I didn't take damage from just before combat.
Plague by name and
So that's when they hit you, they actually for those traps to fire, and I guess they fire when someone passes in front of them. Game cards, 1 equipment. Nice. Medium armor. Which would mean, and then with this helmet, it would become heavy armor. I never had heavy armor. Armor of cold.
Caution, adventurer. This armor pulls energy from the world around you.
Defense light. Nearby enemies are immediately slowed as the chilling effects of this armor take hold. Interesting. Kind of want it. Medium armor or magic armor.
Really?
Let's take the magic.
Is that what you're going to do?
Yes. Traveling Tinker. Yeah, it looks like they're in the same order, so interesting. Maybe it just tells you what's coming up. I need more food. Not the best, but... Before I buy more, though, I want to take a quick look at what they have item-wise. Consuming Shame, Fortitude's Breath, Mercenary Contract, Desperate Measures. Enhanced with a powerful poison that taints the victim's mind and body. That could do a lot for me.
Poison. It's the tool of the traitor.
Let's see if we can get a bit more food. There we go. I think that's... What items do I have? I think I have a lot. Medium armor. Which I'm not wearing. Consuming Shame, armor of gold, mace, shield. So, since I'm wearing the armor of gold, I might as well sell the medium armor. Yeah, I'll leave it at that for now. I think, no. That, so yeah. I've got a fair balance of food and gold. Which should keep me going for a while. As long as I don't get myself killed. Ooh,
now you begin to trespass upon the Ratmen's hunting grounds.
Leg. 8 Ratmen. That's gonna be tough. Their poison attacks and everything. Speed at attacking. Kill some of them, that would be nice. Okay, that was better than it could have been. I'll say that out loud. I need to stop saying that so much. Still, not great. Besides, you search the bodies, finding nothing. If only there was another way to stop this plague of Ratmen. Pay someone to take care of it, perhaps.
Were you hoping this was the end? No.
Discover the exit to the
Another
stairs.
floor
Take the stairs.
awaits.
Embark on the next
Did you
leg of your
expect
adventure.
me to tell your fortune? No. A fortune teller is at their most base and despicable when they begin to believe their own lies. Of course, I am different. My powers are genuine. So quick to anger. That's what makes them a mob, really.
Wishburn, an angry mob of peasants marches forth in front of you. The Ratmen have eaten all our food. We're starving. We demand food. I'm gonna try to avoid the crowd because I don't have a ton of food to give, and I don't know how long this adventure's gonna go. Hit him, somebody cries. Run! Okay, success for sale.
Choose from these options.
Yeah, those cards definitely move faster now, so with that one curse I have. Swarms you around you, desperation for overcomes their fear of your weapon long enough to get what they want. The dealer draws 5 pain points. 5? Ow. Okay, at least they're taking most of my gold. I can lose gold. I lost my shield. That's bad.
Oh dear.
Alright, max health. That didn't go so good. Really trade.
Nature is the greatest threat, even with the queen now dispatched. Be swift.
You're traveling through a desert when a dust storm approaches. You may be able to reach the safety of some nearby hills before the storm hits. Before the hills. Got me again. Storm sweeps over you and you struggle against the blasting wind and sand. The card's token is now yours, but I draw pink cards. Ooh, health. Max health again. Well, don't need that. Ow.
It's better than trudging along a muddy road. Certainly.
Let's just keep moving.
Hush. Can you hear the way his claws scratch the tiles?
Alright, so he's on this floor. Smuggler's Wharf.
There's a token in it for you if you win.
Knowledge Port is little more than wooden planks sticking out over water. It's a den of iniquity. Visitors and inquiries are obviously not welcome. You spend your time getting acquainted with the workings of the wharf, looking for avenues to gain information. You have found 3 ways you might find out about the missing ships. Steal some logs, bribe a worker, or help a captain drown his sorrows. Drink with the captain. When one passes for a bar in the shantytown, you find a ship's captain drowning her sorrows. They must be frightful sorrows because she's drowning them in delusion brandy. You pull up a stool next to her and, while inquiring about her misfortune, attempt to find out what she may know about the missing boats. You can tell the captain knows something, but she's not parting with it yet. However, she seems pleased to have company. Continue to drink with the captain. You gulp down another small glass of terrible, terrible brandy. The captain is merry and regales you with stories of her adventures upon the high seas, but nothing regarding the recent boat disappearances. You're feeling the effects of the powerful delusion brandy, but you still have your wits about you. Sure. You gulp down another small glass of terrible, terrible brandy. In her drunkenness, the captain reveals far too much about herself. Yes, sadly, nothing about the missing ships. You're lost in the fuzzy, warm haze of drinking. You won't notice a local pickpocket relieve you of some gold. I have none. Drink more. You gulp down another small glass. In her drunkenness, the captain reveals far too much about herself. Okay, last time I did that, that worked. So, seems that it's a bit of a chance. So just reveal what she knows. The captain only reveals one thing, Highbender, and will say nothing more on the matter. You plan to head back to Carlo at the landlocked lubber and see what you can do with the information you gleaned. This card's token is now yours. Alright, I had no gold to lose, so big deal. I have no gold also to buy food with, so that's problematic.
Once the ratmen begin to creep towards the edge of the town, anger follows shortly behind.
All our food, we're starving, we demand food. I'm gonna see what happens if I give them half. No, I only have 2 food, I do need that. Give them nothing. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to keep trying to avoid. Hope I do better this time. I am not doing good at this.
I am sorry.
My armor. All my food. Health. Max health down again. Ow. Man, I am not doing good. I'll probably die this time.
Our bandits are displeased with your challenges.
Alright, yeah, I'm gonna die. Almost certainly, unless I do amazingly well in the next couple downs. That's real. Why am I not seeing anything? next turn I die anyway because I have no food, and you lose 10 health every time you don't have food. Ah, I got close though. I got a few tokens for the DLC at least. So that's what happened.
And so the
Starvation.
game takes another life. Do not worry, though. You may try again. A sad way to end. I had such challenges prepared for you. Such is life.
Alright. Elf Maiden's Hair. Goblin King's Halls 2. Desert Storm. Lost in the Desert. Purgatory Nullwitch. Landlocked Lubber 2. So this is kind of how the game
Once more,
goes.
the cards will be
And
dealt,
with the deck
and fate
building,
will be
I like that because
decided.
you could make things easier for yourself, probably. But you would probably unlock less new stuff as well.
You face one of the fiercest of the Ratmen.
Right,
I
let's
would
adjust
wish you
this.
luck, but we play with fate.
Let's adjust this deck. Anything new here? Nothing new here. Keep. I think I'll keep all this in. As is. Now let's see about here. Devil's Choice, let's take out. I'll leave the maiden in it because she's super useful. Take out poppies. River. Maybe. Actually, I may have to put that back in. Okay. What else would I want to put in? Yeah, let's keep the river. Okay. So there's that.
At their heart, all games are about power, are they not? The acquiring of power, the retaining of power, and most importantly, the use of power.
Okay. Now the maiden. Food, please. Given how fast I seem to run out of that. The more I can get, the better. Said that sharp-eyed adventurers may protect them from themselves from the worst of Lady Luck's contrary nature. Yep, it's hard to follow those cards though when they move so fast. I really want to see if I can get that curse removed. Wandering Bruce greets you in a friendly manner. Ah, fine. It is worth it.
Useful.
Picker. When the player chooses from multiple equipment or gain cards, the choices available are increased by 1. What happens if we fail this? Carries away a few of your provisions. Dealer draws 1 pain card.
Nasty.
Bad start.
A horse is a fine companion. I'm sure you'll
Not a
leave
good
this
start.
one in time. You do not seem to have the temperament for friends, even in the animal kingdom.
Excellent, I'll take that.
Win this and claim my token.
You return to the landlocked lubber and find it somehow even emptier than before. Carlo is entertained by the story of your time in Nullwitch. You explained you were told you'll need a highbender. To find the missing ships. Carlo laughs. It's not a highbender, it's the highbender. Highbinder, sorry. He's a broker of information. If he knows anything about the missing boats, then he'll tell us if we can pay his price. I have nothing right now, so this will have to go undone. I'll contribute what I can towards the highbinder, but as you can see, the tavern business hasn't made me a rich man. He'll accept any currency, but we'll have to provide enough to make it worth his while. Highbinder is our only avenue at this point. We'll need to pay his price to find out more. Yep, can't continue that one. I don't have enough gold. Looks at things.
These places are rife with power. It is not chance that you should meet a warlock here.
A light draws you to a nearby hilltop where you see a warlock disappear in a cloud of sulfur, leaving behind his summoned minions. Alright. Let's see how this plays. Having a shield makes a huge difference. Hi, corpse. After the battle, you search the bodies for loot. The dealer draws you 2 game cards.
I'm sure you are grateful for that.
As you climb down the other side of the hill, you spy what looks like the remains of an ancient temple on another nearby hilltop.
Here is your token.
This token is now yours.
Well done. One more step down, and we may see the end of this, or another set of stairs.
I'm out of food again already.
Do you understand what it is we do now? Or did I rush you through the rules, pushing you into the play before you were prepared? What an ignominious way to go. I do hope you find something to eat soon.
You are minding your own business in a local tavern when suddenly 3 masked men burst through the doors, grab a young man from the bar, and manhandle him outside. One patron bursts out in protest, but is quickly silenced by the solemn stares of those around him. Leave them be, Garrett. If it is his time, then it must be done. Follow the masked attackers outside. Yep. You follow the masked men outside. Immediately you are confronted by a large crowd, all wearing masks. Their leader speaks to you. Whoa there, stranger. I really would prefer that no outsider witness what we're about here. I know this may look like a godforsaken thing we do, but you have no idea of our troubles, so I'll ask you not to involve yourself. I will not ask twice. We have no time for objections. The crowd turns and drags away the young man, their torches burning a mournful light into the distance. Once the light has faded from sight, you follow their path into the forest. You catch up with them, and to your surprise, they are gathered around a yawning portal that whirls with malicious portent. Despite their disguises, it is obvious that none of the hooded figures relish the sight before them, and many are obviously distraught. The captive is carried by the portal to the portal atop the shoulders of 6 people, as though they were his coffin bearers and he already dead. The young man's struggles are subdued by bonds of rope. Will you interrupt the ceremony? Yes. You burst forth from your hiding place and plead with the assembled crowd not to go through with whatever bizarre ritual they are engaged in, but you gain no support. Their leader eventually speaks above the crowd. If this man is so adamant that one of our own should not be sent to the underworld, then perhaps he should go himself. You are immediately seized by the crowd and pushed towards the portal. Try as you might, they are too strong for you, and you cannot escape. You stumble and fall into the portal. You fall to the ground, with only a gentle jolt. You find yourself in a forest that bears a most striking resemblance to where you just were, but with 2 very significant differences. The crowd of masked onlookers are gone, and the sky burns with bright red flames. Out of the sulfur and flames emerge foul hell beasts. 4 beasts of hell. Interesting. New creatures. Sort of thing. for everyone. Close doors on. After you destroy the last Hell Beast, the portal stirs back into life. You are lifted off your feet and sucked into the vortex, before being deposited back in the leafy forest you were ejected from earlier. This card's token is now yours.
When the tide turns, anger rises. Anger without form or direction. A choice. Select your desire. Food is crucial for healing. If you travel without food, your strength will not be restored between encounters. You'll also begin to starve. It seems you'll learn that soon enough, though.
Oh, I know all too well. Got enough gold, I might be able to buy some food. If this one has any food, even.
A chance to buy more food. You must be relieved.
Yeah, sucky. Also super expensive. Beats death though. See if we can... I don't think we'll go win this time, but let's see if we can unlock anything else before I die.
They will not let you pass so easily. Prepare yourself.
Great. Alright, I'm probably gonna die. Food or not? Yes. Not a good sign. Everything else. Okay, I rolled and he rolled. And death. Okay. Well, we got a few things unlocked.
Death in the home of plague. My peace takes yours, and the battle is ended. Try again. For slaughter. Your reward.
Top hill. Okay, into the underworld. Alicia in underworld.
I do hope this time goes better for you.
Let's do one more game before we call it a night. Well, no. Actually, I'm gonna end it here. I've got to do some other stuff. But it was fun. I'm definitely going to play more of this game. I also need to get back to doing the puzzles soon, so we'll see how that goes. But, so many things that I like to do and want to do. But there's only so much time. And other things to do in the day. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're over on Twitch, hit follow. If you're over on YouTube, hit subscribe. Both free, both keep you up to date. If you're over on Twitch, you get to take part in stream elements, which you get points for watching every 10 minutes. You get 100 points, I think it was. If you follow, you get like 1,000, stuff like that. And then eventually you can go to this. If you get enough points, you can go to the stream elements store and redeem those points for just, you know, some interaction stuff that I've put in. I'm trying to think of better things to put in there, but I've got a few things in there already. Nothing too major, but check it out. Oh, next stream if you catch it, and thanks for watching. Bye, everyone. Let's see. Actually, I should probably raid someone. If anyone else is on. Let's see. Let's bring this over here. Let's go raid Apocalypto. How about? Tyler is playing Fortnite. Looks like. Apocalypto 12. There we go. Ah, bothers. Wrong button. Raid. Apocalypto 12. Now it's working. Whew. Alright. So thanks everyone. Have fun watching Tyler play, and thanks for joining me. Till next time. Bye everyone.